Well, hello everyone, I welcome you all at Smarty Education. Today we have to start with elements of company lecture number 2. But before starting the video, my initial request to all of us to please watch lecture till the end so you get the full conceptual clarity. Let's begin with the lecture. Let's revise what did we study in previous lecture. Following are the topics that we studied in lecture number 1. The first topic that we studied, how to incorporate a company. Then we studied what is the advantage of a company. Then we discussed some famous case laws and got to know definition of company and its disadvantages also. Now, you all must be thinking how a company is different from a partnership, how a company is different from a Hindu undivided family, and how a company is different from a limited liability partnership. So let's understand what a partnership is basically. So let's assume that A and B are two best friends and they want to open an electronic shop as two partners. They have also heard that people come into the partnership and make a lot of profit. Therefore, they want to form a partnership and carry out the business with each other by opening an electronic shop. Both of them went to see for some guidance related to partnership, because even if you want to incorporate your business, you can either register the partnership or you can either carry out the business without registering under the partnership. But they thought that legally we should register the partnership. As soon as they reached C's office, B said, hey C, we want to open a shop in the form of partnership, would you help us in legal matter of it? Then C said, okay, have you decided rules in the partnership, like who will do what and how will you share your profits too? Then A said, yes, we will share profits equally. The first answer has been made, and in shop I will handle the cash counter and B will handle the sales basically. Okay. Then C said, first of all, let's register your partnership under Partnership Act 1932, because whenever you are going to carry out a partnership, you will have to register in the Partnership Act 1932. And a partnership deed will be prepared with the viewpoint of both you in case any disputes arise, and those will be solved by it. Means a partnership deed basically refers to a document. So a partnership deed basically refers to a document in which all the responsibility, duties, and how will they are going to share the profits is also referred in this partnership deed. Okay, so that will be prepared from the both viewpoint of A and B. Okay, means dispute will be solved from it, basically refers to that. Okay. Then finally they started their electronic ship by incorporating under Partnership Act 1932. Now from this example we got to understand that what is a partnership, basically relationship between two persons who have agreed to carry out profits with each other. Okay. Now you have understand what a partnership is. Okay. Now let's start differentiation between a partnership and a company. So partnership is not distinct from its member. Basically A and B will be known for the firm. Means partnership cannot decide the decision on its own. Its decision will be decided by A and B. While in case of company, a company is a separate legal person, basically recognized under the eyes of law, while a partnership cannot be recognized under eyes of law other than its partners. In partnership, the property of the firm is property of partner. Basically means A and B will own all property of the firm. They can sell it, they can purchase it, and they can do whatever they want to do with it. Okay. In company, property of company only belongs to the company. Basically means what? In company, it is an artificial person, so it is being capable of holding the property in its own name. Therefore that we study in also lecture number 1 in the case study of that, you will have to write in the comment section. Partners are agents of the firm. So how are partners are agent of the firm? Agent here basically means that a person who can purchase, sell, and can enter into the contractual relation of with any other person. Okay, that is meant by agents. Okay, so partners are agents of the fund, means partner will be responsible for carrying out the business. So in this case, partners will be the whole and sole agents of the firm who can carry out the business activity. While in case of company, members basically means shareholders, and you also know that shareholders and management is a different concept, are not the agent of the company. I hope you got a better clarity with that. Okay. Creditors of partnership are creditors of partners. So what do I mean by this? Means whatever borrowings will be made for the partnership firms, even if the firm goes bankrupt, partners will have to sell their private assets to pay out the liabilities of the firm. While in case of company's liability are its own liability, since it's an artificial person distinct from its means member will not have to sell their private assets to pay the liability of the company. Partners cannot contract with firms. So what do I mean by this? Let's understand this with a very good example. Let's assume that A and B formed the partnership. Okay, they formed a partnership, and A is telling firm that, hey, I have 500 shoes. I have 500 shoe. Will you like to purchase it with me by entering into a contract with me? Okay. So in this case, A is a partner. So what he is a purchaser, and here A is a different person. He is a seller here. Okay. So he cannot become both the purchaser and seller even if B is there, because he is also the owner, he can also be the purchaser. Okay. So in this case he cannot become both the purchaser and sellers. Therefore partner cannot contract with firm. Okay. Then the next point related to company members can contract with the company. As you already know, member is a different, share and management is different. Therefore a member can contract with the company for purchasing or selling any kind of thing. Okay. Restriction of partnership are contained in deed, means partnership deed. That's what I told you in A and B example. That's what C is prepared. In company, restriction are composed in articles of company, means whatever do's and don'ts will be referred in articles of company. Partnership accounts are audited by discretion of partners, means partners will itself audit the accounts. In company, accounts are audited by a chartered accountant, and secretarial audit is done by a company secretary. Okay. Now let's understand Hindu undivided family. In Hindu undivided family, each and every member by birth is a member of business and can participate in the. As you are clearly seeing in the picture, there is a family, there is a son, there is an infant, newly born infant, and there is a cute daughter, and there is a grandma of them. So all the members by birth have become the members of the business. Now let's start differentiation between HUF, Hindu undivided family, and a company. In HUF, all the members of business are homogeneous. Basically, homogeneous basically means from the same category. Homogeneous basically here means they all will belong to the same family. In company, all members are heterogeneous. They will from the different background, different countries, different cities. Therefore, they are heterogeneous. In HUF, Karta is the sole decision maker. So in this case, Karta basically here means that Karta is a leader of the HUF. Means all major decision will be taken by Karta. In company, there is no such person, because in company, Karta doesn't exist. In HUF, a person becomes member by birth. That's what I told you in the conceptual clarity. In company, nothing happens like that. In HUF, registration of it's not compulsory, but in a company, the registration is compulsory under Companies Act 2013. Okay, so now let's begin differentiation between limited liability partnership and a company. You will understand what is limited liability partnership. An LLP has to be incorporated under LLP Act 2008. A company has to incorporate under Companies Act 2013. Now you all must be asking me, sir, how a LLP, limited liability partnership, is different from a partnership? So LLP registered under LLP Act 2008 and partnership is registered under Partnership Act 1932. Okay, that is the first distinction. In LLP, limited liability means partners will not have to sell their private assets to pay the debts. Okay, but in partnership, partners will have to sell their private assets. That's not in the case of LLP. That is the distinction between LLP and a company. LLP contains both features of company and partnership, so it is called hybrid partnership, because limited liability feature is present, okay, and partnership is also present. That it's called hybrid partnership. A company doesn't contain both features, so it is a distinction. Okay, now let's start with types of companies. So there are three types of companies: private company, public company, and a one-person company. Let's start with private company. Private company means a company having a minimum paid up share capital as may be prescribed by which its articles. Restrict the right to transfer its share means you cannot transfer the shares until and unless you pass those restrictions, except in case of one-person company. One-person company basically means a one person will be the director and CEO of the company. Means it is exception, means he can transfer its share without any kind of restriction. Limits the number of its member to 200. This is a very important point, because MCQ can be asked from this. What is the limit of private company members? So it is 200. Restrict public to security means a company cannot invite general public to subscribe to its securities. Okay, person who are in the employment of the company can be considered as member of the company, but when employment ceases, there are no more counted in the members. So let's understand this with a very good example. Let's assume that A is an employee in the company. When he was working very tirelessly, very efficiently for the company. So company decided that we should give him the shares, because he is in the case of employment in this scenario. So as soon as he gets the shares, he can be called as member of the company. Okay, but when he resigned from the job, he is no more employee in the company. So he will have to sell those shares in the company. He will have to sell those shares in the company. As soon as he will sell the shares in the company, he will no more be counted in the members of the company. That is the concept being involved here. Okay. Now let's move on to our next topic, public company. So what do I mean by public company? Let's understand it. Public company means a company which is not a private company, that is to short, has a minimum pairs paid up share capital may be prescribed. A company which is a private company but a subsidiary of a public company shall be deemed to be companies. For example, there is a company named A Limited. It's a private limited, okay, but there is a government company called P Limited, but A Limited is a subsidiary company. You will even understand what is subsidiary company in the upcoming, so don't worry about that. So A Limited is subsidiary of a public company but referred to as private company, but it shall be deemed to be a public company, that is being referred to here. Okay. Now let's understand one person company. One person company means a company which has only one person as a member. To be formed as a private company means one person will be the CEO, one person will be the managing director. Okay. Now let's talk about other forms of company. That is the most important topic. Companies with charitable object, government companies, foreign company, holding and subsidiary company, associate company or joint ventures are the forms of the company, and investment companies. Other sets can include producer companies, needy companies, dormant companies, small companies, and non-banking financial companies are referred to as other forms of company other than private, public and one person company. Let's start with companies with charitable. Now first of all, let's understand what is a charity. What do I mean by charity? So serving food to poor people is known as charity. Giving the food to needy people is a charity. Okay. Spending money for animals is also charity, means to give home to stray dogs is also charity. Okay. Now you have understand what charity is. Okay, so let's read about it. A person or an association of person registered under license section 8 will cover companies with charitable objects. Remember, section is very important of the Companies Act 2013. A limited company has in its objective in promotion of commerce, art, science, sports, education, research, social welfare, religion, charity and protection of environment or any other object can be referred to a companies with charitable objects. Intends to apply its profit or other income promoting its object. Instant profit member means whatever profit will be earned from this company, it will again reinvest in the business, but will not give any kind of dividend to the members of the company. That is being referred to as companies with charitable objects. Okay. Now let's talk about government company. Government companies mean 51% of the paid up share capital is held by the central government or any by state government or partly by the central government. Okay, and partly by one or more state government. Includes the company which is a subsidiary company of such government company can be referred to as government companies. Okay, let's talk about a foreign company. Foreign company means a company or body corporate incorporated outside India. What do I mean by this? For example, Amazon is a company which is incorporated in America, so it will be known as foreign company. Has a place of business in India like Amazon, whether by itself or through by any agent, physically through electronic mode. Conducts any business activity in India is also referred to as foreign company. Okay. Now let's understand holding and a subsidiary company. What do I mean by holding and subsidiary company? You will understand this with a very good example. You have heard about Tata, but not about Tata Sons. Okay, those who have heard Tata Sons are very good people who read business newspaper. Okay, so you have all heard Tata Steel. Okay, so you have all heard Tata name, but not about Tata Sons. Let me tell you what does Tata Sons do. Tata Sons own Tata Motors. Tata Sons own Tata Steel. It owns Tata Power. It owns Titan. It owns Fast Track. It owns Tanishq. It owns Sonata. It owns Air Asia. It owns Jaguar and many more companies. Many more companies. Okay. These are only the 9 companies that I told you here. Okay. So in this case, Tata Sons is the holding company which can control all these 9 companies, and these companies will be known as subsidiary companies like Tata Motors, Steel, Power, Titan, Fast Track, Tanishq, Sonata, AirAsia and Jaguar. These companies will be known as subsidiary company. So what is the role of holding company in this subsidiaries company? Let's get to understand this. Okay, so a holding company in relation to one or other company means a company of which companies are subsidiary. That's what I told. Tata Sons, Tata Power. Okay, Tata Sons is a great example. Any body corporate. Okay, whichever company will have relation to another company will be known as holding company. Now let's talk about subsidiary company. Subsidiary company or subsidiary in relation to any other company. That is to say that holding company that we read in Tata Sons controls composition of the board of director. Means holding company will control the composition of the board of director. Exercise of control of more than half of the total voting power either at its owner together with one or more of its subsidiary company. Means Tata Sons will have a significant influence in its subsidiary company like Tata Steel, Tata Power, Jaguar, Titan. Okay. Now let's talk a detailed analysis of the subsidiary company. For the purpose of this clause, A of the company shall be deemed to be a subsidiary company of the holding company if the control is referred to joint subclauses or subclauses. If it is written in subclauses of that subsidiary company, okay, is of another subsidiary company of the holding company. The composition of the company's board of directors shall be deemed to be controlled by another company. That's what I told you in the Tata Sons example. If that other company can exercise some other power exercised by it or its discretion can appoint or remove all the majority of the directors. Okay, the expression of company includes any body corporate registered under Corporate Act. Layers in relation to holding company means subsidiary or subsidiaries. Remember, MCU can be made on this. Now let's talk about small company. Small company means a company other than a public company. Paid up share capital does not exist 50 lakhs. Okay, or such higher amount may be prescribed which shall not be more than 10 crore rupees. Okay, turnover of which as per profit and loss account preceding financial years means those years which its initial years does not exist 2 crores. Okay, should not exist 2 crore or such higher amount may be prescribed in crores. Okay. Now let's talk about Nidhi companies. Means a company which has been incorporated as Nidhi. And if I tell you, Nidhi company is the newly incorporated company under the Companies Act 2030 with the object of cultivating the habit of thrift and saving among its members, receiving deposit from and lending it. Means Nidhi company will accept deposits and will lend it to someone else. Okay, for their mutual benefit and which complies with such rules prescribed by the central government for regulation of such of classes of the company. So now let's understand what are dormant companies with a very good example. Let's assume that there is a businessman called A. A owns a coal company. A owns a petroleum company. A owns a chemicals company. But A also owns steel company that is not operating currently. Okay, so what do you mean by this statement? That company is not running but still it is a company. Okay, so now at this point of time he just wants to form a company of chemical but doesn't want to run company now. Okay, so in this point of time there is a chemical company. This is a chemical company but A doesn't want to operate business now but wants to form a company. How can he form the company? There comes the concept of dormant company. So what do you mean by dormant company? So when a company is registered for carrying out future business, then it is said to be a dormant company. Okay, then it is said to be a dormant company. Means registered but not carrying out the future, but carrying the business in future. Inactive company means a company which has not been carrying out business operation or has not made a significant accounting transaction during the last 2 financial years, has not been filed with financial statements and annual return means it has not done anything like that. Okay, so it will be called as dormant company or inactive company. A dormant company shall have a minimum number of 3 directors. Remember, very important. And in case of public company, 2 directors shall be there. In case of private company, okay, 2 directors in case of private company, 3 directors in case of public company, 2 in private, 3 in public and 1 in one person company. Okay, the registrar shall strike off the name of the dormant company from the register of dormant company which is filed to comply with these requirements. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about associate company. Associate company in relation to another company means a company in which the other company has significant influence. Means it can influence the decision of that particular company which is not a subsidiary company of the company. Having such influence includes the joint venture of the company. Meaning significant influence means at least 20% of the voting power is with that associate company, okay, in that associate company. Next point is the expression joint venture means a joint agreement whereby the parties that have joint control of the arrangement have rights to the net assets of the arrangement in that particular company. Now let's talk about producer company. According to section 581 subclause I of the Companies Act, a producer company is a body corporate having objective or activities specified in section 581B, in which it is registered as such under the provision of the act. Okay, the members of the producer company is open to such people who themselves are the primary producer. Primary producer means agriculture. Primary I mean that primary basically means which are to be get from natural resources, which is an activity by which agriculture produce is produced by such primary producers. The last topic of our lecture is non-banking financial company. A non-banking financial company is a company registered under the Companies Act 2013, engaged in the business of loans and advances, acquisition of shares, securities, debentures issued by the government or local authority, or such marketable security, or like any other leasing, hire, purchase, insurance. Means whichever company is involved in this kind of business will be called as NBFC, means non-banking financial companies. So thanks for watching guys. For current affairs daily PDF and free CSE, drop message on 7224075832 on WhatsApp. Only on WhatsApp message will be read by me, and there are so much of benefits for joining the WhatsApp. You will get free mock test series, you will have discussion with me privately by DMing me on the WhatsApp, and you will get many more benefit and current affairs. I have even provide the current affairs PDF daily, and even the ICSI e-bulletin questions were asked from my current affairs PDF. So don't forget to join my WhatsApp group for daily current affairs PDF. So that's it for today's guys. I hope you have enjoyed the day. May your parents bless you. Goodbye.